And if rivers are highways, then there must be some equivalent in the human world to what they think aquariums are, which is a terrifying thought. I mean, it's not like we've established any sort of thing that traps people in rectangular walls of glass and forces them to look interesting for an audience. YouTube. With this appropriate comparison, I think it's safe to say fish probably think of aquariums the way we think of jail. I'd imagine if their teeny little brains could understand morality, they might imagine that whatever horrendous crimes against fish manatee they've done might be responsible for their imprisonment. Or maybe, do they think we're in cages? Those dumb fools might think that they are the free ones, and the humans looking in are trapped. Just like how we can't tell the difference from different fish, maybe they can't tell different people. Beyond different sizes and colors, I don't think that they can tell the difference. Maybe they just don't even know the difference between sizes and colors, or even count how many humans they think are in the cages. If they can't even understand who and how many we are, do they know what we are? Do they think we're aliens? Seems most likely, as we live in an entirely different air style than them. Maybe they think that's a different planet. The ripples in the water could be their version of crop circles. They could be trying right now to discover the secret language of the aliens, only to learn that it's just a bunch of drunk rednecks driving their boat on the lake. Do you think they'll tell stories to their kids about the time they were abducted by aliens? First, they were tricked by magic food that transforms into the hooks. Then they were pulled through a barrier of their world into the next, where they couldn't breathe, only to be thrown back after examination by the aliens. They could be the crazy tinfoil fish that starts telling stories to the others. The fish in their social circle are like, Gary, you're insane. And he's like, I'm telling you, they came from a ship with spinning blades and lights. It's insane. Although there are probably only a few fish that can really decipher or even understand what humans are, and that's most likely dolphins. And yes, I know they technically aren't fish, but once again, nothing is a fish. I'll get back to that later. Dolphins are like super smart. I think they even did an experiment. Humans did the experiment, not dolphins, I should clarify that. Humans did an experiment to see if they could teach dolphins to speak because they were so smart. But, the experiment didn't end well. You should look it up. Let's just say dolphins aren't smart enough to talk, but they are smart enough to know they can be dicks. Sharks are the creatures we normally blame for being evil, but they're just acting on nature, no understanding of morals. But dolphins, they're smart enough to be nice, which means they're smart enough to be mean. Mean bastards. And what do they even need their fins for? They aren't sharks. They don't need to creep people out by alerting us to their presence. I don't know if it's aerodynamic or hydrodynamic, but I would assume it wasn't. Maybe they use their fins to mount machinery, and if there's machinery, then there's war. Think about it, anytime there's sentience, there's conflict. So it only stands to reason that the intelligent dolphin would eventually lead to a cataclysmic dolphin war echoing through the seas. There would be a Dolphin World War II, with the Air Force of Dolphins flying through Verdun, the infantry of dolphins on the sandbanks of Normandy, a dolphin Winston Churchill calling a woman ugly when she called him drunk. Yeah, he actually did that. What if there's been a dolphin civil war, fighting over dolphin rights, and people arguing it wasn't actually dolphin rights, it was dolphin states' rights, even though the real course of cause was obvious? And then people will still wave the evil dolphin flag years later, saying it's part of their heritage, and just want an excuse to be racist. And maybe there's been a dolphin fall of Rome, where Dolphin Caesar crossed the Rubicon, and then got stabbed by a bunch of other dolphins, with his last words being, For everyone wondering why there are so many weird types of fish, the answer is evolution. You know, the thing people waving the evil dolphin flag claim doesn't exist. It's 'cause there used to be hundreds of dumb fish that were too dumb to survive, so they kept evolving to survive, but then kept being too stupid to use the new evolutions. Yeah, fish are dumb. It's so disappointing just how many there are. So many different fish. You think the gene pool would find one that worked by now. If you keep experimenting and all of them end up like this thousands of times over, maybe quit your losses and move on to making cats and dogs. You know, the old reliable. Although, it is a little inspiring to see evolution try and try again to make fish work, even if it never will. And especially since fish don't actually exist. No, I'm not claiming they're robots or anything. I'm not one of those evil dolphins. What I'm referring to is that there was a marine biologist, Stephen Jay Gould, who discovered that due to them being so diverse in genetic origin and often closer to other animals evolutionarily, there's no way to create an accurate definition of a fish. So, in the scientific and biological meaning, there's no such thing as fish. We've all been bamboozled. If it were based on evolutionary proximity, then pretty much everything would be a fish. We'd have a bunch of animals and even fruit in the ocean that just don't belong there. Just bananas and elephants in water that serve as a new breed of fish. I can't imagine Aquaman talking to a banana for help. But if fish don't exist, then what's the classification for his powers? Would he be able to talk to bananas? It would certainly make an amazing plot twist if he somehow defeated Ocean Master by tripping him with a banana peel until he knocked himself out. Also, what's with Aquaman's outfit? Is it meant to be aquatic? It's orange and green. I mean, green's a little aquatic, but I don't see how orange is an oceany color. What kind of scuba diver is going around wearing orange underwater? And your weapon of choice? Come on, dude. Using a trident is so cliche. It's been an ocean weapon since ancient Greece. But it's just a big fork. It has no range, it has no defense. You just spear people with it. It's cool and all, but a minigun probably trumps it in a game of Rochambeau. And there's no such thing as fish again. How would he do anything based on fish? How would anything fish-based work for Aquaman? His powers make no sense when held up to science. Although truly I should have seen it coming given that he's bulletproof, but I didn't expect his communication with fish to be the deal break for me. I can forgive lifting a submarine, but being able to communicate with a species undefined by science? Nah man, uncool. In the end, there's a very important message to remember here. Fish are stupid and fake. If anyone tells you otherwise, they are in on the conspiracy and must be put down immediately. I am not legally viable for your actions. Fish are dumb.